Hey, good afternoon. It is the Friday before Thanksgiving, and I am reading you one of my favorite books. It is A Sick Day for Amos McGee. It won the Caldecott Award the year that it was published, which means it got an award for being the best children's book that whole year. There's a lot of books written in the year. Okay, it's written by Philip C. Stead. It's illustrated by Aaron C. Stead. Could be Stead, I'm not sure. EA says E sometimes, it says S sometimes. So I don't know if they're married or friends or brother sister, but that's who wrote it and drew the pictures. Here's the title page. And here it tells us it was written in 2010, which now we're in 2024, so this book is 14 years old. Amos McGee was an early riser. Every morning when the alarm clock clanged, he swung his legs out of bed and swapped his pajamas for a fresh pressed uniform. Okay. Fresh press means he must have ironed it the night before. He would wind his watch and set a pot of water to boil, saying to the sugar bowl, "A spoonful for my oatmeal, please, and 2 for my teacup." So he's just kind of talking to himself as he gets ready to go. Belly full and ready for the workday, he would amble out the door. Amble is a word for walking slowly. If you amble along, you're not in a hurry. You just walk. Not fast, not slow. Every day Amos waited for the number 5 bus. "Next stop, City Zoo," the bus driver would call. 6 a.m. Right on time. Okay, there it says City Zoo. Amos had a lot to do at the zoo, but he always made time to visit his good friends. So now we know that Amos works at the zoo. He would play chess with the elephant, who thought and thought before making a move, run races with the tortoise, who never ever lost, sit quietly with the penguin, who was very shy, and lend a handkerchief to the rhinoceros, who always had a runny nose. And at sunset, he would read stories to the owl, who was afraid of the dark. How can an owl be afraid of the dark? That's when they go out hunting. One day, Amos awoke with the sniffles and the sneezes and the chills. He swung his achy legs out of bed, curled them back again, and said, "Ugh, I don't think I'll be going to work today." You know how those animals are feeling. Meanwhile, at the zoo, the animals waited for their friend. The elephant arranged his pawns, those are the name of chess pieces. He arranged his pawns and polished his castles. The tortoise stretched his legs and limbered up. The penguin sat patiently, all by himself. The rhinoceros worried that his allergies were worsening. And the owl perched atop a tall stack of storybooks, scratching his head with concern. Where is Amos? The animals wondered. There's the city zoo. What do you think they're doing? Looks like they're walking away from it. Later that day, look at the penguin holding the elephant's trunk. Oh, look at him. Oh, he's letting the balloon go. The owl's bringing his book, his storybook. What did they get on? They got on a bus, just like Amos did. Do you think this story could really happen? No, it could not happen. Definitely could not. It's fantasy. Fantasy is fiction that could never happen. It's just fun to write about and fun to listen to. So here they are. Guess where they went? To Amos's house. Hooray! My good friends are here. Look at him clasping his arms, clasping his hands. Oh, he's so happy his friends came. The elephant prepared a game of chess, which, of course, you know is fantasy because he's doing that. Amos thought and thought before making a move. I'm too tired to run races today, said Amos to the tortoise. Let's play hide and seek instead. With a blanket. The tortoise hid inside his shell, and Amos hid beneath his covers. Amos yawned. I could use a nap. So the penguin sat quietly, keeping Amos's feet warm. Achoo! Amos awoke with a sneeze, and of course the rhinoceros was ready with a handkerchief. I'm beginning to feel much better. Thank you, said Amos to his friends. He swung his legs out of bed. Perhaps we will share a pot of tea? Do you think they could fit on his little bitty chairs? Amos wound his alarm clock. Well, it's getting late, he said. After all, I have a morning bus to catch. Oh, I'm sorry. After all, we have a morning bus to catch. So Amos said good night to the elephant, and good night to the tortoise, and good night to the penguin, and good night to the rhinoceros, and good night to the owl, who, knowing that Amos was afraid of the dark, read a story aloud before turning out the light. Look at him. There they are. Look, what a sweet thought. How would you like to sleep with zoo animals? It's a great book. Won the Caldecott Award that year. That means it was a really great book to a lot of people who are the judges of what the best book of the year is. I hope you liked it.